This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hello everyone. Very good morning. And my name is Sharan, and I have more than 7 years of experience on the integration background. And I start my career with SAP PIPO. Later, I shift to SAP CPI, and I'm working as an architect, SAP CPI architect, and I work for different projects. And also, I am SAP CPI certified. Okay, and moreover, I am very interested for teaching, and from last couple of years, I'm in the technical and teaching background. Okay, this is about myself, and you just give me a brief about yourself in a line of what technical background you're from, and how many years of experience, and what are your expectations. These things you just give in a one line, then we'll take forward. Yes, someone can start from yourself. Uh,
Hello. Hello, Charan. Good morning. This is Vamsi.
yeah, hi Vamsi. Good
Yeah,
morning.
Charan, I'm having 1.5 experience in technical background. I work for Informatica Power Center. Now I'm thinking to shift to CPI.
Yeah, good.
That's about me. A short notes.
Yeah, yeah, good. And Sandeep, can you give yourself in an one line?
Hello, hello,
Yeah,
Charan
hi
sir.
Sandeep. Yeah,
Sir, my name is Sandeep,
yeah. Okay,
mechanical
from which
subject.
tech? Yeah, okay.
I have no experience in technical background.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to prepare for my. Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah, okay, good. Good. Pencil ready. Can you give yourself?
Yeah, hi Charan. Actually, I have total 8 years of experience in IT. So now I
Okay.
want to switch domain from infra to integration. So that's it. Do you want any other
Yeah.
details about this?
No, that's enough. You are from infra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah.
Hi, Charan,
Ragini,
how can
can
I
you?
say?
Yeah. Yeah. Go on. Go on. Shobhan.
Hello. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Please go on, Shobhan. Uh,
I have around 3 years of experience in SAP PIPO, and I'm working for Infosys.
yeah. Great. Great. Then you know about the integration and all, right? That's
Yeah, yeah.
nice to hear. Yeah. Great. Okay. Ragini, you can give.
Sir, I have a 3 year, 9 months in SAP PIPO experience, and right now I'm just
Okay.
with some gain for information about the CPI. So,
Oh, okay. You are also PIPO expert. Great. Great.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Swaminath.
Hi, sir. This is Swamnath
Hey,
Reddy.
hi. Yeah. Hi.
Recently, MCA completed. I am searching for job.
Okay. Yeah, great, great. That's nice to hear everyone are from different backgrounds and we are today here. Great to know. Okay. Yeah, let me start for the demo session and I'll give glimpse of what is an SAP CPI and why we need to go for an SAP CPI and what is nowadays everyone are hearing that we have large openings on SAP CPI and why it's happening. Okay. Let's think in the top point of view and what is an integration and what we required in SAP CPI and what we learn and what are the more information. Okay, basically SAP CPI is stands for SAP Cloud Platform Integration. Okay, Do you think the cloud in the sense something which is running on the clouds or you are accessing the data? No, right? Because the cloud in the sense you are working through the internet. Okay, some data you are fetching from the internet or the data you are storing in the internet, that we call as clouds. Now we have to do the integration between two systems in the clouds, correct? Because you have to transfer the data from one system to another system or one on-premise system to the cloud system through some middlewares. Okay, we have so many middlewares. We have SAP CPI, PIPO, MuleSoft, and we have so many. But why SAP CPI is more familiar? Okay, we'll first discuss from the scratch because most of them are not from the integration background and they don't know what is an integration. If I explain this big picture, you will not understand why we are integrate these systems, all this stuff. Okay, first I'll go from the scratch. Okay, because everyone are from technical or different backgrounds, right? First of all, we have two landscapes. Okay, one is on-prem landscape, one is cloud landscape. Now the architecture, they're starting with the on-prem. Now most of them we are using the cloud. Now what is the main difference between on-prem and cloud? Okay, now let's take simple example. Okay, now you are working for some company xyz, and within your company you have to manage your own servers. Okay, and you have to maintain all the servers by some resource, and you have to do your own deployment. Okay, this we called as some enterprise. Okay, now you're running one company and you have to first buy servers and you have to maintain the same servers because 24 by 7 you have to do the maintenance. Okay, everything is very complex, right? Because it takes so much of time for the installation. Okay, now let's assume you buy one mobile. Okay, now suppose if the software everything is installed already, then you can use it very easily. Suppose if the software is not installed in your mobile, what you have to do, you have to install the software and you have to run that and you have to check it's working or not. Okay, it's very complex. That is why the cloud is come to the picture. It give all available interfaces, all available servers and everything which is running by the third party systems, and they provide you the services, then you utilize the same services. Okay, now before I explain the concept of cloud computing, first I'll give you the simple example. Okay, what is the cloud computing? Now let's think a small example. Suppose you are using the electricity in your home, correct? Now most of you are using the electricity and you never think about how the electricity is generating and how they're storing the electricity and how that electricity is transferred from one location to another location. You never think about that. What you will think is, you always think how much you will utilize, that much you have to pay, correct? Now the same concept is applicable in the cloud computing. You are never think about how the data is storing in the back end and how the data is transferring. What you will think is how you are utilizing the data, correct? That is called as cloud computing. Now first I'll explain you the simple definition of cloud computing. Now, whenever I say cloud, the data is always transferred in the format of internet. Okay, without internet, there is a no clouds. Now you can see this picture. We have so many applications. Now these applications are connecting with the cloud applications. Now in the clouds, we have the data and we have the storages and we have so many applications. Now your mobile want to interact with the Gmail. Okay, let's assume you want to interact the Gmail application. Now what you can do is, first your mobile first connect with the internet, then you can connect with the G Drive, Google Drive or something. But without the internet, you will not able to directly connect with the Google Drives, right? Because the mediator is an internet. Now whatever the application want to run and whatever the data you want to access from the internet, you need an internet. Okay, this is an mediator which interact between two systems, your mobile applications or desktop application, anything want to interact with two systems or from one application to another application, the mediator is internet. Now let me give you a simple example. What is the difference and what is the main advantage when we come with an on-prem and cloud application? Okay, if I give a simple example, let me create an one XSL file. Okay, now this is a simple XML file. Okay, and Let me open this Excel file and I want to enter some data. Okay, class, and I enter name. Okay, something information like this. Now after 1 or 2 hours, I want to update the same XSL with 2 and test 1. Okay, and after 1 hour, I want to update this to 3, then to some name test 2. Okay, let's assume for every 1 hour or every 2 hours or frequently, I want to upload or update this XSL. Now what happened to upload this XSL? Every time I want to log into my system, okay, and I have to open this XSL and I have to enter this data. Okay, now let's assume I want to plan some other tours or somewhere I want to go, and I don't have this access to carry my laptop. Then what I can do is I have to install the software in my mobile, and again I have to enter the same data. But these two are not in the sync, correct? Because this XSL is in my system and whatever the XSL in my laptop or in my mobile are different. Now the cloud is come to the picture. Now the same application, if I open in the internet, let me open this in the internet, and I'll just create one simple XSL file, and here I'll give the same data. Okay, I'll give the same data. Okay, let's assume this is some data which is storing here. Now let's assume I want to update the same for next 1 hour. Then what I can do is I just share this small URL to my mobile, and whenever I want to access this, I can access. Now the data here is the same, and whatever the data I can see in mobile is the same, right? There is no difference. But if you see here, this is the desktop application. I have to install the software. But if I go to this application, I don't no need to install any software or any application. I just open this URL and anywhere I can access this URL. But main thing is I need an internet connectivity. By using the internet connectivity, I can access this XSL anywhere. Okay, this is the main advantage between on-prem application and cloud application. Okay, this is clear, right? This is the simple example where we come with an on-prem work and cloud work. Okay, this is clear, this example or difference between the on-prem and cloud.
Yeah, Charan.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and in the cloud computing models, what is the cloud computing basically? Now, most of your, whenever you go for any interview or this is all about the technical information, cloud computing. But you never think about, suppose if you are using this cloud application, right? Now you are using this cloud application. If someone will say this is an software as a service, and if this is a platform as a service, you will don't know, right? Because you never think about the technical information. You want to know what exactly this file work and what are the benefits of using this XSL, but you will not don't want to learn about what exactly this technical information. But as we are an SAP CPI consultant, we have to understand what are the cloud computing models we have and what is the main use of using this cloud computing. Okay, in the cloud computing we have three. One is software as a service, and second one is platform as a service, and third one is infrastructure as a service. Now what is the software as a service? Now we have an simple examples called as SuccessFactor, Ariba, and Concur. Okay, we have so many examples, but most of we are using SuccessFactor. Most of the companies we are using the SuccessFactors and Ariba and Concur. Now whenever you think about what is this application, because these applications are run by some third party vendors. Okay, SuccessFactors are run by some third party vendors, and Ariba also already created by some third party vendors. You never install any software or anything. What you will do is whenever you want to run the SuccessFactor, you just open the simple URL and you can access the SuccessFactor application. And whenever you want to use the Ariba application, you will not install any software. You just open some URL and you can utilize the services. Okay, now what is the software as a service? someone already created the software, and you no need to install anything. You directly open the URL and you can access the data, or you can modify the data, or you can do anything. That is called as software as a service and platform as a service. The platform as a service is basically whenever you do the design, testing, and deployment. Here is the three words. One is design and development and deployment. Then that will come under platform as a service. Now, if I take a simple example, Wix.com, this is an one template website where you can do your own design and you can do your own testing and you can deploy the software or some service to the internet. Okay, that is called as platform as a service. Now the CPI will come under platform as a service. Why CPI is come under platform as a service is you have to do your own design and you have to do your own testing, and finally you have to move these CPI interfaces to the production. That is the reason this platform as a service coming under SAP CPI. Okay, then we have infrastructure as a service. Now most of you know what is an infrastructure. Whenever in SAP terms or whenever in the IT terms, we called as infrastructure is the storage, right? Whenever you want to do the storage in the internet, then that we called as infrastructure as a service. Now we most of them know Google Drives, where you can store most of the information, movies and files and everything. Okay, they give the limit of 15 GB and you can store it the data and you can access anywhere. Okay, that is coming under infrastructure as a service. Now the same in the SAP terms we called as SAP Converged Cloud. All the CPI data, all the SAP data will be storing under SAP database, that is called as Converged Cloud. Okay, these are the three cloud computing models SAP or SAP CPI will run. Okay, one is software as a service. Whenever any software which is running by some third party vendors and you utilize the service, that is called as software as a service. Then the platform as a service, whenever you do your own design, testing, then deployment, then that is coming under platform as a service. Then we have infrastructure as a service. Whenever the word come to the storage, right, the data you store somewhere and you utilize the data, then that is coming under infrastructure as a service. Okay, these are three cloud computing model are important. Okay, now let's jump into the actual SAP CPI. Okay, and we have an main cockpit called as business technology platform called as SAP BTP. Okay, now what is an SAP BTP and why we need to go for SAP BTP? Okay, now before jumping to that, I'll give you a simple example. Now you can most of you know about Make My Trip application, right? Now Make My Trip application not only handle with some particular application, it will not handle only flights or hotels or trains or buses something, because this Make My Trip is an kind of BTP. Okay, it store all the services. You have the flight services, hotel services, holiday services, trains, and so many services here. You can utilize any service, and this Make My Trip is combination of all the services. The same thing in the SAP BTP. SAP BTP is a combination of multiple services. Okay, what are the multiple services? These are the multiple services. Okay, these are the few, and we have likewise we have 100 plus services. You can see above, and we have an audit log, APIs, and we have so many. Okay, and we no need to bother about what are these above environment, audit logs, and destination, all this. Okay, we are the SAP CPI consultant, we have to understand what is an integration suite. Okay, because SAP CPI will come under integration suite. Okay, as I told you, the BTP is a combination of multiple services, and the main service is integration suite. Whenever you want to subscribe the integration suite, first of all, you have to check the trial account. Okay, let me, instead of explaining you this, I will show you in my system. Okay. I'll explain you all this concept, but first of all, you have to understand the services. Okay. Now here you can see there are multiple services. Okay. As I showed you here, these are the all the services. Okay. Now out of these services, the CPI will coming under integration suite. Okay. You can see the integration suite here. Okay, first of all, you have to subscribe for this integration suite. Okay, if you are working for any organization, you have to pay the amount and you have to subscribe this service. Then only you can work on SAP CPI. Okay, once you subscribe, you will get this option, go to applications. Okay, I'll just click on go to application, and where I can see all the SAP CPI, and we have so many. But as we are a SAP CPI consultant, we have to understand the SAP CPI part. Okay, this is an SAP CPI, but SAP CPI will not directly available here. Okay, you have to think about that. The first is you have to subscribe the integration suite. Under the integration suite, you have an SAP CPI. Okay. Once you subscribe the integration suite, here you can see SAP CPI, then API management, then open connectors and integration advisor. First, I will give you the brief about all these four services. Okay, before I jump into the brief about the SAP CPI. Okay, basically this SAP CPI is an integration platform where you can integrate multiple systems. Okay, and you can also think about, already we have SAP PIPO, then why we need to go for SAP CPI? Now let's assume you have your on-prem application. Okay, you have your on-prem application called as ECC. Now the ECC system want to connect with any cloud application, like you want to connect with the SuccessFactor, or you want to connect with the Ariba, or any third-party application which are installed in the cloud. Now, if you the integration application in the internet easily connect with any cloud application instead of the on-prem application. Now, SAP CPI is completely on-prem application. Now, whenever you want to integrate with your SAP PIPO with any cloud application, there is so much complexity you have to face. First of all, you have to install the cloud connectors. Then your SAP PIPO will connect with the cloud connector, and there are so much of complexity. But if it is the SAP CPI, we have directly connect SAP CPI with any third-party cloud application. Okay, I'll explain you brief about that. Okay, but this is the main advantage SAP CPI. And if you send any load in the PIPO, you can able to send only 10 GB or 20 GB only, right? But in SAP CPI, it's a not dependent. You can send how much amount of data you can send it. You can send it in the SAP CPI, because in PIPO we have mappings, right? Most of you know, if you know about the SAP PIPO, we have an message mappings. Now, suppose if you send an 10 GB data, then the SAP PIPO system may crash because it's not handling much amount of data. Okay, but if it is the SAP CPI, it can handle n number of data. How much amount of data SAP CPI can handle? Then we have second, API management. Now, why we need to go for an API management? Suppose, let's think in this point of view, you have your on-prem application. Now your on-prem application data you want to expose to the internet, or you want to expose to your some third-party vendors. Then what you have to do is, the on-prem application we called as ECC or ERP system first integrate with an API management. Okay, this API management is act like an secure tunnel. Okay, and it create an APIs and it will send to the clients. Then whenever any client want to access your on-prem data, what he can do is, he just use that API, then he can access the on-premise data. Okay, that is the concept of API management. We'll go in depth onto the API management. And we have open connectors. Now, whenever you connect with any third-party application, okay, let's assume we have some third-party applications like Facebook, or we have Google's or OneDrive or so many. Now, whenever you want to connect that kind of application, you just use an open connectors. Okay, there is only one connection you have to make in open connectors between Google Drive or anything. Then with the CPI. Okay, whenever you connect with the third-party applications, then you go for an open connector. Then we have integration advisor. Now, before explaining you this integration advisor, you have to think we have two businesses. One is A to A and one is B to B. And what is an A to A? Whenever you transfer the data within the system or within the company level, that we called as A to A. And whenever you want to send the data from one business system to the another business system or one company to another company, then that we called as B to B. Now, whenever you send the data from one business to another business, we called as B2B, then the data always in the format of EDIs. Okay, EDI language. Okay, if you are work for SAP PIPO, you may know about what is an EDI. But if you don't know, that is no issue. But I'll explain from scratch what is an EDI and everything. Now, whenever you transfer the data from the business to business, you transfer the data in the format of EDIs. Now, whenever the concept of EDI, then you have to use the concept of integration advisor. Okay, to interact between two business systems, then we go for an integration advisor. It's a very flexible. Okay, any doubts still here about all these four services? These are the four services coming under integration suite.
Yeah, Charan, could you please tell once again our SAP API?
Yeah. Okay. Now we have a concept of API management. Okay. API
Okay.
management is different. API is different. Okay. First of all, what is an API management? Now, suppose you have your some URL. Okay. Now you are publishing some. You want to publish some URL to the some third-party vendors or to your colleagues or someone. Now you want to apply one layer of security in the format of either the username and password or the OAuth authentication or anything. You want to apply one layer of security instead of you directly someone come to your URL and directly access the data. You want to apply one layer of security in the format of credentials. Then first you have to what you have to do, the URL what you have to first deploy in the API management. Then API management will create one simple URL. That URL you have to share with then your colleagues or your clients. Then whenever they call the API URL, then they have to provide an API key or username and password or OAuth authentication or anything. Okay, it's kind of one layer of security you're providing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Any other doubts here in these four services?
Charan.
Yeah, thank you. And these are the six important services which is available and we are using in the SAP platform. Okay, one is out of box integration. What is an out of box integration? Let's assume we have one iFlow, okay, or else we have one application. Okay, let's assume we have one WhatsApp application. Okay, now whenever the WhatsApp application you want to install, you directly install, right? You will not write any code or you will not do anything. What you will do is you just install the software, WhatsApp software, and you just enter your phone number and your credentials. That's it, right? The out of box integration also same. We have already created packages and we just install the packages or we just copy the same package just to your tenant. Okay, we no need to do any design or anything. The already we have 825 plus pre-package integration contents which is developed by already for the third party vendors or SAP is already created 825 plus pre-packaged integration. What you have to do is you just copy and you have to utilize wherever you want. It's kind of dictionary. You can take and copy from there and you can utilize in your scenario. That is called out of box integration. And we have simple semantic APIs. As I told you, we have a concept of API management where you can find multiple APIs. Okay, whenever we go for an API concept, then I'll give you more brief about this. And we have 725 plus APIs and you can utilize any API to your integration scenario. And we have open connector concept. As I told you, we have multiple 150 plus connectors and third party applications. As I told you, open connectors will connect with any third party application by simple click. You just create one instance and you can utilize to connect the open connect third party application to your SAP CPI. And we have an artificial intelligence that is called an integration advisor. As I told you, we have integration advisor. This is an integration advisor to connect with business to business in the format of EDIs. And we have cloud deployment, pay as you go. Now whenever you say what is an pay as you go, now suppose you are buying some software and you utilize only 6 GB data. Okay, now how much you use, that much amount you have to pay. Suppose you are using the 2 GB and you have to pay only 2 GB. How much cost you have to pay? Only 2 GB utilization. Okay, how much you have to use, that much you have to pay. Suppose you are using the 100 GB data, then you have to pay 100 GB. That is called an consumption and subscription model. Okay, now if I give you the brief about what is the consumption and what is the subscription, let me give you that on. Subscription model and consumption model. Now let's assume we have one software, okay, or we have some source which is utilizing 100 GB data, okay, and 1 GB the cost is around 100 US dollars. Let's assume 100 US dollars. Now let's assume you subscribe for some services for 100 GB, okay, and if you are using this or if you are not using this, you have to pay 100 GB cost, in the sense 100 GB into $100. You have to pay this much whenever you go for the subscription. But if you go for the consumption, suppose 1 GB data is costing around 100 US dollars, and suppose you used only 20, okay, 20 GB, then how much you have to pay? 20 into $100, okay. But if it is the subscription model, you have to pay total amount. It's not depends on how much you consume. But if you go for the consumption model, how much you utilize, that much you have to pay. Okay, that is the flexibility here. Cloud deployment as pay as you go. How much you utilize, that much you have to pay. Okay, and it supports the multi-cloud deployment offering. Now what is the multi-cloud? Suppose you have your on-prem application, want to connect with any cloud application, okay, the CPI will be okay flexible with to connect with either on-prem application also with the cloud application. That is the reason we are saying that multi-cloud deployment offering. You can deploy your SAP CPI with your on-prem application as well as any cloud application. Cloud application in the sense we have SuccessFactors, Ariba, right? And if you say we have an on-prem applications, ECC, and we have CRM application and SRM, all these are coming under on-prem application. If you want to integrate and if you want to deploy, both can flexible. Either you can do the cloud deployment, also on-prem deployment. Okay, any doubts here? It's more related to this one only. We have an API management, open connectors, and integration advisor. Okay, now what is an integration? Okay, now if you are coming from the CPI PIPO background, then they can know what is an integration. But if you are not from the CPI or PIPO background, you don't know what is an integration. Okay, first I'll give you an example. This is the old architecture. Now system A want to connect with the system B, and system A want to connect with system C, and system B want to connect with system C. Then this is the complex structure, right? Because the system A want to connect with the system B and system C. I don't know how the data is flowing. Either the data is flowing from the A to B or A to C or anything. I don't know. Because the world complex structure is look like that. That is the reason SAP come to picture and it remove all the complexity by using then SAP CPI or SAP PIPO in the format of middlewares. Now suppose your system A want to connect with the system B, then you just connect your system A with the SAP CPI, then system CPI with then system B. It's a simple structure. You can easily understand how the connection is happening. The system A connect with the system B through the SAP CPI. Then here is the multiple systems and multiple services, or also you can call it as multiple applications can connect. Okay, now you have your SAP CPI application. Now any mobile application can connect with any business partner, and any business partner can connect with any cloud application, and any cloud application can connect with a social network. Okay, this is, but the middleware is an SAP CPI. First, whenever you want to transfer the data from the mobile application to the social network, what you have to do, first you have to send the data to the SAP CPI, then from SAP CPI to the social network. Now suppose if you want to send the data from the social network to the cloud application, what you have to do, first you have to send the data to the CPI, then CPI to the cloud application. Now you may raise a question, why we need to send the data to the SAP CPI? Why can't you send the data directly from the mobile application to the cloud application? Now let's give a simple example. Now mobile application can understand JSON language, okay, JavaScript object notation. Now the cloud application can understand only XML language. Now if you transfer the data in the format of JSON, the cloud application will not able to understand the JSON language, right? That is the reason CPI come to the picture. It do the integration and data transfer between two systems. It takes the data in the JSON format and it convert the data in the XML and it sent to the cloud application. Now the cloud application will happy and the sender mobile application also will be satisfied, because the both communications are the happening clearly. Okay, now let me give you one more example. The simple, what is a middleware? Now we say SAP CPI and SAP PIPO acts as a middleware, right? Now let's assume the sender system, as I told you, instead of JSON, if you all know about the English language, and if you went for a German, and they're using the German language, correct? Now you know only English and the German person know only German language. Now there is a middleware who is the person know both English and German will come to the picture, and he do the translate, that we called as middleware. The same thing, the SAP CPI is a middleware which can know both the English and German language. It takes the input and it convert the data and it send to the German. And the same time, it takes the data from the German system and it convert the data into English and it sent to the target system. Okay, this is how the middleware SAP CPI come to the picture. It can take any language and it convert into any form. Okay, and we have multiple cases here. If I say the source system is know the XML language and target system know the JSON language, then you can use this SAP CPI as a middleware. And suppose you have some data, the source side they are sending the data in the format of first name and last name, but in the target side they want the data in the format of full name, then you can just use an SAP CPI as a middleware to concatenate both the first name and last name and send to the target system. Okay, suppose without SAP CPI or SAP any integration, if you send the same data to the target system will be not happy, because they required the data in the format of full name, correct? Now the source side they are sending the data in the format of first name and last name. Okay, this kind of conversions, all this stuff we can do in SAP CPI. Okay, okay, any questions here till now?
Like in PIPO, whatever the source sends, PIPO converts it into XML, and whatever
Yeah,
the target is there, so we convert the XML into whatever the target wants, right? So in
yes,
CPI also,
correct.
it's like that only, it understands XML only.
Yes, correct. The message mapping all depends on, suppose in PIPO, if you say it's always accept the data in the format of XML, correct? Because whatever the data you want to execute, first you have to execute the message mapping. But suppose without message mapping, you can send any kind of data, correct? Suppose if I want
Yeah.
to send an flat file, if there is no message mapping, then I can send directly pass through scenario to send direct whatever the data is there to the target system. But
Yes,
if
sir.
there is any message mapping, any integration, not only PIPO, CPI or anything, there should it always accept the data in the format of XML. That is a clear point. Okay, whatever the data you want to execute the message mapping, then you always send the data in the format of XML only. There is a no other concept. Okay, suppose if you are sending the JSON data, now you want to execute the message mapping. What you will do basically, you convert the JSON data into XML, then you send the same data to the message mapping, then it will execute the data and you send to the target system. Okay. Yeah, any other questions?
Hello, hello, Charan, this is Vamsi.
Yeah, I will see.
Yeah, Charan, as you said, I have doubt in integration. As you said, mobile application is based on JSON format and cloud is based
Yeah,
on XML.
yes,
Uh,
correct.
Suppose if this cloud will be purely on XML itself.
No, no, it's not depends. I just gave a simple example where it's accept the data in the format of XML. It's not depends
So it
on
can be
the
anything.
all the cloud. Yeah, it's depends because if you go for an API, APIs they
Okay.
can accept the data in the format of JSON. It's a dependence. I just gave an example for an better understanding.
Okay. So it can be anything, and the
Yeah,
integration will
it
be
can
done
be
for the
anything.
requirement.
Yes, correct, correct.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me give you a glimpse of SAP CPI. Okay, and you may get clear picture how it look like. Okay, this is SAP CPI home screen. Okay, but if you go for an SAP PIPO, we have so many options. Okay, we have an SLD, ESR, ID, and communication channel monitoring and configuration and monitoring. We have so many. Okay, now in CPI we don't have so many options. We have only one page where you can do all the design and you can do your own deployment and do your own testing. Okay, that is a very flexible. If you are coming from the PIPO background, you may work on SLD part, ESR part independently, then ID, and it's a different. But if it is in the CPI, you just have to create a simple iFlow in one screen. Okay, now, whenever I log into the SAP CPI, you can see different options here. One is discover, and one is design, and one is monitor, and one is settings. Correct? Now, the main important concept I already explained, we have predefined packages. Correct? We have out of box integration 825 plus prepackaged contents. Now, the same prepackaged contents you can see here. If you go to the discover, these all are the prepackaged contents which is already created by the SAP or some third party vendors. You can see here this already created by some third party or SAP. You just take this copy and whenever you want you can use it to your integration flow. Okay, now the main part is design part where you have to create your own iFlow and you have to do your own design in the design phase. Okay, this discover is like a dictionary. You just view this and you have to take a reference, but there is a no modifications will be happen in discover. But if you want to create any iFlow, then you have to go for a design phase where you can create your own iFlows and where you can do your own design and everything coming under design. But if it is a discover, it's like a dictionary. You just view that, but there is a no edit axis or edit is not possible in the discover. And we have monitor where you can see messages are failed or messages are success. It's kind of monitoring where you can take an overview how many messages are successful and how many messages are failed. Everything you can see in the monitoring. And we have the settings where you can do the transports and everything will be done from here. Okay, I'll give you the more about each and everything, but this is about a simple screen where you can find it, discover, design, and monitor, and everything. And I'll show you simple iFlow, what exactly it look like. Okay, this is SAP CPI screen where you have your sender system and where you have your receiver system. Okay, now the conversions will be happen here in the SAP CPI. Okay, now suppose you are sending some data. Okay, now this is your the sender system. Let's assume this is some mobile application and this is some cloud application. Okay, now mobile application sends some data. Mobile application sends some data to the SAP CPI. The main screen you can see this tab box, right? This is coming under SAP CPI. Okay, all the modifications you have to do here, and the final data you can send to the receiver system. But if in the SAP PIPO you have to do the SLD different, ESR different, and you will not see in the picture representation. But SAP CPI it's a completely on picture representation where you can send the data to the SAP CPI and SAP CPI convert the data or do modification and finally send to the receiver system. All these things you can see in the SAP CPI, but SAP PIPO it's a completely different. Okay, this is a simple screen of SAP CPI where you can do your own design and everything, and you have to use all these palette functions. This we called as palette functions. Okay, we'll explain you all this part, and we have all these functions to achieve the business requirement. You have to use these functions and everything. Okay, any questions or any clarifications you want? I just showed you the brief about SAP CPI screen because you will get an more clear, okay, how it look likes and what you are in future will do and what are things.
So all the pre-packaged content will be in the Discover like tab.
Yes, correct. All the prepackaged contents will be available on the Discover, and you can utilize the prepackaged contents to your main integration flow also. If you can see here, these artifacts, you can just use the copy option and you can copy it to the your integration flow. Just one click. Okay, now the package is copied. The same package also you can see in the design. You can see SAP document is just now copied. Friday 01st. Okay. Likewise, you can use this all the packages whenever if you have the business requirement and anything. But the modification will be not happen in this Discover. The always the design will be happen in the design phase only. Okay. Any other questions or any clarifications you want? We'll go everything in the theoretical and practical point of view because in the real time if you go to the projects everything will be on the complex and the structures will be different and everything will cover all this everything from scratch. How we have the business requirement will come and how to achieve that everything will be seen on the later sessions. And I'll start from the scratch. It's not like if you know the PIPO only you have to understand because the CPI it's not depends on any other language. It's an independent one. Suppose if you want to learn success factor, then you must know about the SAP HRM application. Okay, then you may have the better idea how the success factor works. But SAP CPI is completely different. Okay, any other questions or anything?
No, sir, I'm good from my end.
Okay. Uday, you have any points to add?
Yeah, I'm okay. So, guys, anyone have any doubts or clarifications about the uh, CPA? You can ask sir. Related to the timings and all, you can talk to me. No issues.
I just
Yeah, we
wanted to
have
know
a
like CPI have a good future like in the coming years?
Next 20 to 30 years, the SAP CPI have the more scope because it's a completely cloud application, right? Nowadays, all the application, third-party applications like SuccessFactors and Ariba and Concur, and we have C4C. So many applications they are moving to the cloud application. Now, whenever the
Okay.
cloud application want to integrate with the cloud application, then the CPI is the flexible one. Okay, that is the reason SAP CPI come up with the solution to integrate the multiple cloud applications. Okay, now the success factors and these third-party applications will be running on next 20 to 30 years. Okay, now if it is run for 30 years, then SAP CPI should be there because there is no other integration in the internet we are available through the clouds because it's a SAP application, SAP CPI. If it is the any not non-SAP system, then you can think about okay, maybe it's for 2 years or 3 years. But it's a SAP application. That is the reason you can blindly trust SAP CPI. It's come up for next 20 to 30 years.
And how is it better than the other integration, like other cloud integrations, apart from like SAP modules? Like, why is it better?
Yeah, it's a more flexible. If I say there are all prepackaged contents and there is the no coding. Most main point here in the SAP CPI is no point coding. You just do the configurations and you just do your design only. Because for others, suppose if you are in SAP PIPO, you have to know about the UDFs and lot more, right? But in the CPI also we have, but we already available in the internet, and we have the pre-packaged already available. You just take and copy from there and you can use it. But if it is from the others, then it's a completely different. And the connectivity part also, it's a very flexible, and n number of users can connect with the one tenant. Okay, and there is lot of flexibilities when it comes to the SAP CPI, and deployment is it's in few seconds only, but in SAP PIPO you have to deploying and you have to it takes so much of time, and also we have so many middleware applications. It takes so much of time, but if it is the SAP CPI, it's in within the seconds you can deploy your iFlows.
Yeah. Anyone has any doubts about the CPI is the leading middleware integration tool in the world as of now? Yeah. Maybe there are many integration tools in the market, but CPI is with SAP, right? Yes, it's leading and it's very good future also. So guys, anything else? Oh, Charan, we are good, right? We can close, huh?
Yes, yeah, we can close. And
Yeah.
you can share that browser also, like a menu, what are the topics we have in SAP CPI. And
Yeah, I almost all shared the content with almost. Okay, I'll do that again. Content.
yeah,
Will we getting the videos also? The
Yes,
recording?
you'll be getting. You'll be getting. So guys, if anyone is new, kindly just ping me in my WhatsApp. Okay, na? If it's from some SAR side also fine. You can just ping me WhatsApp. Okay, na? Yeah, I'll be sharing this record video to you all guys. Okay.
Charan, one final question.
yeah.
When we go for practicals, is it related to real-time scenarios, or you will take some dump sites and you will do the things?
No, everything I'll show related to my project. Suppose if I explain a simple concept, then it should be related to my project. Then only you will be getting the clear picture when you go for a real-time project.
We'll touch base with every palette options, right?
Yes, everything on the practical view. Because someone
Okay.
there explain in the theoretical point of view and they skip the topic, but
No,
we'll cover everything
why
in the
I'm
practical.
asking this question? Why I'm asking this question? No, I have went for a few videos and Udemy courses, so there are that are basics,
Yeah,
very simple demos. So that will not help anyhow.
yeah, correct.
I'm asking.
Yeah, we'll cover everything in depth on what are the possibilities and what are the flexibilities, and we cover all this.
One last question. What about Groovy scripts and all? How you will teach that things?
Yeah, basically Groovy script, if you know the Java, then it's flexible to learn Groovy. But
Okay.
I'll take 2 to 3 classes only to cover the Groovy script, because if I take the Groovy 10 to 15 classes, then it's more about. If you want to learn Groovy, and we have to conduct another 5 more sessions, and that will be the different case.
Okay.
Okay, but for everyone, I'll explain at least for 2 to 3 sessions on the Groovy script, like how to start from the Groovy and what are the important things that you now learn in the Groovy.
Sure, Charan. Thanks. That's it from
Yeah.
my side.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, Uday, and thank you, team. Thanks for joining the session, and
Thank you,
we're
Charan.
looking
Thank you so much.
forward.
Thanks,
And
Uday.
I'm happy
Thank you.
closing it. Yes.